Hi there, I'm Mindy from Essentials for Healthy Living with Mindy.com, and today I'm going to be making a very simple all natural face wash. And so I wanted to show you just how easy and inexpensive it is to make your own beauty products. So what I've done today, before I started, I had a jar of local raw honey and it got crystallized, which, as most of you know, doesn't mean it's bad. And normally I would just put it in some hot water and let it soften up and then use it. But sometimes I'd rather just keep it simple. So since I like to wash my face with honey because it's actually really good for your skin, I decided to keep it simple, save myself some trouble, but still be able to use up this crystallized honey. So I just cut the top off and I'm just going to scoop this out. And the nice thing about the crystallized honey is that it's also going to add a little bit of natural exfoliation to your skin. So right here I just have an empty jelly jar from some elderberry jelly that I like to order for my family. And yeah, that label doesn't like to come off, and who has time for that? So we're going to use it as is. It's clean. And for the first batch, I'm going to make 2 different batches today. For the first batch, I'm going to keep it extremely simple. And all I'm doing is I'm going to scoop this honey out and I'm going to put it in my little jelly jar. And I'm going to do that till I get out virtually all the honey. And then all I do is, before I get in the shower, I'll usually turn the shower on, scoop some of this out, smear it all over my face real good, and then I'll get in the shower, and usually I'll go ahead and wash my hair first to give the honey time to sit, and then just simply rub it in as I rinse it off. That's all it is, just honey. Doesn't get easier than that. I'm using up something that would be more of a pain if I had to go and reheat it. So it's really a win-win. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is almost as simple, and I'm using a simple canning jar for this. And this is a little 1/2 pint size, but because it's short, it's going to be real easy to scoop out of. So I'm going to use some of this same honey, and I'm going to scoop it into my jar. And don't worry about being exact with things like this. It's really not that big of a deal. So sometimes we complicate things more than they need to be. Just keep it simple, eyeball it, do what feels right. Let me see. That's probably close to 1/2 cup. If you want measurements, after the first few times, you're going to feel more comfortable doing it yourself. Now, another thing you can use, and I'm going to add in a little bit of this today because it's just been in my pantry too long, is Manuka honey. And it's really good for you as well. And I'm going to add a little bit of this because this one is still soft. And so I thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of that softer texture. Just because there's not a huge thought process behind all this, so don't complicate it. Okay, so now I've got both of those in my canning jar, and on this one I decided to take it just a little step further for something different and a little bit more nourishing. So I'm going to use 2 of my favorite skincare essential oils, and the first one is going to be lavender. It's really good for anything pretty much related to the skin. And so I am going to add, that's quite a bit there. So let's put about 8 drops of the lavender. See, I told you it's not exact. I just sit here and decide as I go. So here we go, 8 drops of lavender. Can y'all hear Caillou in the background? I have kids, and they are entertained by the TV at this moment. Now, the other one I'm going to use is frankincense, a really excellent oil for so many things, and it's especially good for the skin as well. And I noticed that when I use both or either of these oils on a daily basis, my face just looks so much better. And if you're looking closely right now, you can see I have not been doing anything for my skincare. So I decided it's time I needed to. All right, I'm going to add the same amount of frankincense. So that'll be 8 drops. Okay, there we go. Now, and make sure you do this in a glass container if you're adding the oils. If you don't add the oils, it doesn't really matter that much. But it's just best because the oils are so powerful. You don't want them to etch into the plastic and then be adding that mess to your face. Now, this is ready to go as is. Because I'm going to keep this in my bathroom and it gets, you know, warm and moist in there, I'm going to add a little bit of vitamin E just to help preserve it a little bit better, because I don't know how long it'll take me to go through this. So, just simple vitamin E. Again, I'm eyeballing it. I'm just going to pour in. There we go. If I had the capsule forms, I would just poke a hole and use 1 to 2 capsules. And of course, the vitamin E is extremely good for your skin too, so go ahead and add extra if you want. And you could also add some coconut oil or something if you prefer, especially if it's winter and your skin gets really dry like mine does. But here you go. I just mix it all up. And shoot, I could even eat that if I want to. That is how safe it is for your skin. Extremely safe, very effective, very nourishing, and really, I find this to be a lot better than any of the over-counter products, because I used to use a ton of those, and I used to spend a fortune on some of them, although I didn't spend near as much as most people. The most expensive I ever went was Mary Kay, and that's good stuff. I like Mary Kay. But since I switched to all-natural soap and all-natural moisturizers, my skin is so much healthier than it ever was with the expensive things that you can buy. And honestly, I don't even use soap anymore. I usually wash my face with either honey, which this is going to be a face wash right here too, not a moisturizer. I wash my face with honey, or I do an oil cleansing method, which I shared in another video, my beauty care tips video. And that method is extremely good for the winter when my skin gets extremely dry. And really, that's all I use. If I need to use a soap, I really like to use an all-natural goat milk soap. And if you're local to where I am, I like to buy it from Annette Corsi at Corsi Family Farms in Millsap. And actually, she could probably even mail you some. So if you want to know how to get in touch with her, just leave me a comment and I'll give you the information. Because she makes her soap from the goats on her farm. And if you want to talk about a clean, healthy environment, I'm amazed that anyone could keep a farm that clean. But back to our cleanser, you have 2 options now. You have the crystallized honey that's going to make a really nice exfoliator, and that's all you really need to wash your face. That'll do a really nice job. And then if you want to do just a little bit step further, you can do this one. Honey. I used crystallized. You can use just regular fresh raw honey. Raw is best because raw has all the nutrients and enzymes still intact. If it's not raw, then you're not going to get as many benefits. So you got the honey. You have the lavender and frankincense, although feel free to be creative on which oils you use. And you don't even have to use an oil if you don't want to. But some other good ones would be myrrh, gentle baby, lime, copaiba. All of those I find to be really good and nourishing for the skin. And then some vitamin E, which will also nourish your skin and help to keep this fresh just a little bit longer. So there you have it. Cheap, easy, all natural skincare that's going to be safe. No chemicals, no harmful side effects. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave me a comment if you enjoyed my video, and I hope you have a great day. Please visit me online at essentialsforhealthylivingwithmindy.com. Have a blessed day.